Nice! Woo, yeah. It's a funny, zany, situational comedy with progressive gay characters. And growing up, this was my first window into the idea that, gay people exist. And myself being gay, I was like, I'm not alone! And they were progressive characters that had dimension. Well, they almost all did, except for the character on the far right, or left, whose really only arc was to be concerned with his sex life. Or the sex lives of strangers. Or his friends' sex lives, or just his sex life in general. But let's look at another program that I grew up with. Ooh, this one was interesting. This was Queer as Folk. This one, for all that it did good, it kind of again propagated the idea that all gay guys were this immovable wall of just hair and abs, and this eternally young machination that was this combination of Dorian Gray and a total gym. Let's look at another. Ooh, this one actually broke me financially. Because it actually kind of propagated the idea that in order to be a good gay guy, you needed to spend your money on all this consumer bullshit. And so that kind of stuck with me for the years, especially the loans. And let's talk impact here. This programming, for all that it did well, like I said before, is, responsible for propagating the meme that you know. The idea that all gay guys are just this young, sexually obsessed, incredibly vain culture. But maybe this is just a heterosexual's portrayal of the gay lifestyle. So let's look at a different medium. This is an LGBT magazine called Out. And this is a medium that we should be able to control to dispel the stereotypes. But you see here, it kind of propagates the same things as the other one. So let's look at another magazine. Maybe, okay, alright, same problem. But maybe I'm just picking around the different, maybe a magazine choice is off. Let's look at another one. Alright, so it's the same problem across the board. And let's talk impact here. Fundamentally, what this causes is an idea of where not only heterosexuals think that this is the only thing that this culture or this thing has to offer, but it's something that also gay people assume that they need to abide by in order to be part of this culture. Especially young gay kids. Because when you want to be part of a club, or a movement, or a social group, or just anything, you're really into knitting, you don't automatically know how to knit. You need to go and learn how to knit. You need to talk to your friends who are into knitting. And that's fundamental to any skill. You all sitting here are an amalgamation of every single thing that you've ever experienced. Every awkward Christmas party, every family dinner, every radio play. That is you. Essentially, that is you. And so, this is the same thing with young gay kids. They see this message not only be propagated by a heterosexual's view of gay people, but by gay people themselves. It's insane. And so, what I'm asking here, isn't this abolition of the orgasm, this Orwellian society, this totalitarian modality that just erases all of this? What I'm asking for is balance. Maybe for the next Pride ad, we don't have the youngest, hottest Filipino boy. Maybe we have some white portly dude paying his taxes. Or where are my black lesbians at? Let's see a bunch of black lesbians. That'd be a nice change. And I get where this comes from. I get where this came from. The idea that you're repressed and now you can wield your sexuality as a weapon. But we are winning. We are dispelling the stereotype. Look at this infographic here. 53.7% of same-sex married couples were men, and 56.3% of same-sex married couples were women in places where gay people could get married. Gay people were capable of being married, that are capable of committing. And in 2014 census data, 1.6 of every person polled said they were gay. 1.6 of every person polled, that's math I can't even do. Blame the school system. And maybe, if gay people were this nomadic tribe living in New Guinea in the bombed out remains of a Hollister, they could all abide by the stereotype. But that is just way too many people to abide by the stereotype that we just showed you. So I think we're getting there. I think as a culture, we're maturing. But let's just have some diversity. I know America is a culture of extremes, because we invented the McGriddle. But But we'll just have some balance. So young gay kids like myself don't think they have to destroy themselves to fit in. Alright, thank you very much.